Hi, I'm Susan from Bake with Mom. Today we're going to make a garden soup. I'm going to start with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm putting my pan on a medium heat. Just going to swish this around. To this I'm going to add 1 cup of onion, half a cup of celery, and a half a cup of carrots. And we're just going to let them sweat a little bit for about a minute or two, just to soften them up a little bit. Okay, so this is what sweated looks like. It's just getting a little transparent as far as your onions and your celery is turning a little different color. So now we're going to add a half a cup of dry white wine, 6 cups of vegetable broth, 2 cups of red potatoes that have been diced, 2 cups of cauliflower that I've broken into small florets, and 1 cup of diced zucchini. We're going to let this cook for a little bit. We're going to increase our heat to medium-high. So we're going to let this simmer on medium for 10 minutes. Add a bay leaf to your broth as it's simmering. The 10 minutes of simmering has gone by, so we're going to add 3 cups of chopped tomatoes. This is 2 cups of corn that I've cut off the cob. You can use frozen, but I prefer fresh as much as possible. Then we have 1 cup of green beans and a cup of okra. We're just going to stir this in a little bit, and we're going to let this simmer for 5 more minutes. I highly suggest using a timer for these stages so that you have your vegetables as fresh and crispy as possible. If you cook them too long, they get mushy, and you want a nice fresh soup. I have 2 chicken breasts here that I cooked up, pre-cooked, and I'm going to add that to my soup. Our soup is done, so I'm just going to turn it down until we're ready to serve it to keep it warm. I've got a pan of water here that I'm going to cook my dumplings in, and I'm going to turn that on so it starts warming up, and we'll go make our dumplings. I have a cup and a half of sifted all-purpose flour that I'm putting in. I have 3 tablespoons of grated Parmesan, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, and ½ teaspoon of pepper. We're going to just mix these together. Now to that I'm adding 1/4 cup of chopped parsley and 1/4 cup of chives that have been chopped. I have 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and I'm going to add 2/3 cup of milk to that. And we're going to melt this. We're going to add the butter and milk to our batter. And we're going to mix it up. So I'm going to wet my fingers and make 1-inch balls, like that. Put it in the water. And we're going to let them boil in the water for 10 minutes. I put some in the bottom of my bowl. And spoon a nice generous helping of soup.